bells are very important for treasure hunters.
Strange ancient vehicles shaped history with bold designs and wild ideas. From massive warships to deadly chariots, these creations show human genius at its peak. We'll count down from fast Viking Longships to a stunning 420-foot giant, each packed with odd features and epic tales. So get ready for a journey through time, exploring machines that carried warriors, traders, and dreamers. Every vehicle on this list will surprise you, but number 1 is a floating beast you won't believe. Stick around to see why these ancient wonders still blow our minds. Number 15. Viking Longships. In the 8th century, Viking longships sailed out of Scandinavia, striking fear into coastal towns. These sleek oak vessels, typically 100 feet long and 16 feet wide, carried 60 warriors and weighed 20 tons. Their shallow draft of 3 feet let them slip into rivers and onto beaches, outmaneuvering heavier ships. A single square sail, often red or striped, caught winds to hit 15 knots, while 30 oars per side powered through calm waters. Dragon or serpent heads carved on the prow terrified enemies, doubling as a psychological weapon. Built with overlapping planks, called clinker style, they flexed in rough seas, surviving storms. Vikings navigated by stars, sun, and shorelines, reaching as far as Constantinople and North America. Over 1,000 shipwrecks, like the Gokstad ship from 850 AD, reveal their craftsmanship. These raiders reshaped Europe's map. Next, we'll explore a Greek ship that blurred the lines between merchant and warrior. Number 14. Pentekonter. Back in 700 BC, Greek sailors mastered the seas with the Pentekonter, a versatile galley that could fight or trade. This wooden ship, stretching 100 feet long and 15 feet wide, weighed about 30 tons. 50 oarsmen, 25 per side, powered it to speeds of 9 knots, making it fast for its time. Unlike later warships, it had no full deck, earning the nickname unfenced ship. This open design let rowers move freely and allowed cargo, troops, or weapons to be loaded easily. Some carried 20 archers for battle, others hauled pottery to distant ports. Built with pine and cedar, its hull used mortise and tenon joints for strength. In Homer's Iliad, Pentekonters ferried warriors to Troy, with 50 oar versions mentioned in epic tales. They sailed from Greece to Egypt, covering 500 miles in a week. Their flexibility made them perfect for piracy too, blurring lines between merchant and raider. Over 200 wrecks from this era, found in the Mediterranean, show their widespread use. By 500 BC, Pentekonters gave way to triremes, but their legacy shaped naval history. Now let's sail to an island culture with ships that use cloth in a way you'd never expect. Number 13. Manoan Ships. Around 2000 BC, the Minoans of Crete built ships that ruled the Mediterranean. These vessels, about 60 feet long and 12 feet wide, carried 20 tons of goods like olive oil and pottery. Their hulls, made of cedar, were coated with linen cloth and pine resin, creating a waterproof seal. This trick, weighing just 500 pounds per hull, boosted speed to 7 knots. Granite powder in the resin stopped barnacles, a fix not seen again until the 1950s. Mortise and tenon joints locked planks tight, letting ships sail 300 miles to Egypt. Minoan fleets, with over 100 ships, traded as far as Syria. Wall paintings from Thera show 15-oared vessels with high prows, hinting at their sleek design. They carried 30 crew, including rowers and merchants, and used square sails for windy days. Some had bronze fittings, adding shine and strength. These ships helped Minoans grow rich, controlling trade until 1450 BC when volcanoes hit Crete. Their tech was centuries ahead. Next, we'll roll onto land with a massive war machine that towered over ancient battlefields. Number 12. Assyrian Siege Towers. In 900 BC, Assyrian armies rolled out siege towers to crush city walls. These wooden giants, often 80 feet tall and 30 feet wide, weighed 50 tons. Mounted on 4 wheels, they moved using ropes and manpower, carrying 20 soldiers across 3 levels. Archers and slingers fired from arrow slits, while catapults hurled 50-pound stones up to 300 feet. Covered in wet animal hides, towers resisted fire and arrows. The Helepolis, used in 305 BC roads, stood 130 feet tall, housed 200 men, and used a rack and pinion system for movement. Assyrian records show 150 towers deployed during the siege of Lachish in 701 BC, breaching walls in days. Built from oak and pine, each took 100 workers a month to construct. They changed warfare, letting attackers fight from height, matching defenders' advantages. Still, they were slow, moving 1 mile per hour and needed flat ground. Their size made them targets for enemy fire. Let's now paddle to a tiny boat from Ireland that used animal skins in a way you won't believe. Number 11. Currach or Coracle. Long ago, around 3000 BC, Irish fishermen crafted currachs, small boats that danced on waves. These vessels, just 20 feet long and 5 feet wide, weighed only 300 pounds. Built from hazel rods and willow twigs, their frames were covered with cow or ox hides, sealed with tar for waterproofing. A single currach held 5 people, or 500 pounds of fish, perfect for coastal waters. Paddled by 3 rowers, they hit 5 knots, navigating shallow rivers where heavy boats failed. Medieval texts like Gerald of Wales' 1188 writings describe 50 currachs fishing Ireland's west coast. Some crossed 300 miles to Scotland, carrying monks like St. Brendan in 550 AD. Their light design let them ride storms, flexing with waves. About 1,000 currachs operated yearly in ancient Ireland, per archaeological finds. Today, canvas replaces hides, and currachs race in festivals, keeping the tradition alive. Simple yet clever, they show ancient skill. Now let's jump to a steam-powered car from 1884 that chugged along with a cloth roof and a wild story. Number 10. La Marquise. In 1884, de Dion-Bouton rolled out La Marquise, a steam-powered car that turned heads. This 10-foot-long vehicle, weighing 2,100 pounds, had 4 iron wheels and a cloth roof, a rare feature when most cars were open. Its coal-fired boiler took 30 minutes to heat, driving a 5-horsepower engine to a top speed of 38 miles per hour. Built for 4 passengers, it covered 20 miles on 1 load of coal. Only 6 were made, making it a prized relic. In 1887, it raced 19 miles from Paris to Versailles, winning against newer models. Auctioned in 2011 for $4.6 million, it's the oldest running car, still chugging in the London to Brighton veteran car run. Its boxy frame, like a tiny locomotive, used a hand crank for steering with no brakes, relying on engine cutoff to stop. About 50 early steam cars existed in France by 1885, but La Marquise stood out for its odd mix of bicycle and train vibes. It sparked ideas for modern cars. Let's now charge into battle with a chariot that sliced through enemies with spinning blades. Number 9. Atakebune. During Japan's Sengoku period in the 1570s, Atakebune warships dominated coastal battles. These floating forts, 100 feet long and 30 feet wide, weighed 200 tons and carried 80 soldiers. Built from cedar, their hulls had iron plates to block cannon fire and arrows. A 3-story tower held 20 archers and 10 cannons firing 2-pound balls up to 500 feet. Oda Nobunaga's fleet of 6 ironclad Atakebune, called Tetsusen, or Iron Ships, sealed the Kizu River in 1578, starving out enemies. Toyotomi Hideyoshi's 1592 Korea invasion used 700 Atakebune, some gilded with gold, dazzling onlookers. Powered by 40 oars and a single sail, they hit 6 knots, but struggled in open seas, sinking in storms. About 2,000 Atakebune served Japan by 1,600 per historical records. Their heavy design made them slow to turn, and Korean ships outgunned them in 1592. Still, they showed Japan's naval ambition. Now, let's march to a battlefield where massive animals became living tanks for ancient armies. If you're enjoying this video, hit the like button and drop a comment with your thoughts. Let us know which ancient vehicle surprised you the most. Number 8. War Elephants. In 300 BC, Indian armies unleashed war elephants, turning battles into chaos. These 10-foot tall beasts, weighing 4 tons, carried wooden towers with 3 archers firing arrows 100 feet. Trained from age 10, elephants charged at 15 miles per hour, trampling infantry. A mahout, or driver, guided them with a hooked goad, steering through enemy lines. Persia used 100 elephants at Gaugamela in 331 BC, while Carthage's 40 elephants stunned Romans in 218 BC. India's Maurya Empire kept 9,000 elephants, each eating 600 pounds of plants daily. Metal-tipped tusks and chained feet crushed foes, but panic was a risk. If a mahout died, elephants ran wild, harming allies. About 500 battles from 600 BC to 200 AD featured elephants, per ancient texts. In Southeast Asia, 200 elephants fought in 1825 Burma Wars, hauling cannons over jungles. Their thick hide blocked spears, but javelins targeting eyes could stop them. Elephants doubled as cargo carriers, lifting 2 tons. Their roar alone scared horses. Next, let's sail to Korea for a ship with a dragon's head that breathes smoke to terrify enemies. Number 7. Korean Turtle Ships. In 1592, Korea's Joseon Navy launched turtle ships to fend off Japanese invaders. These 70-foot-long warships, weighing 150 tons, had curved wooden roofs covered with iron spikes to block enemy boarding. A dragon-shaped bow spewed sulfur smoke, scaring foes and hiding movements. Manned by 50 crew, they carried 26 cannons, firing 5-pound balls up to 600 feet. Admiral Yi Sun-sin's fleet of 12 turtle ships sank 130 Japanese vessels at Hansando in 1592. Built from pine, their 2-inch thick hulls, possibly iron-plated, resisted arrows. Historical records note 5 turtle ships, active in 1598, each needing 30 oarsmen for 7-knot speeds. Rice mats hid spikes, tricking enemies into jumping aboard. Over 70 battles from 1592 to 1598 used these ships, per Korean annals. Their small size let them ram larger ships, but rough seas slowed them. Turtle ships turned naval warfare into a mind game, with smoke and spikes. Yi's designs saved Korea. Now let's ride into a Persian war machine with blades that spun death on the battlefield. Number 6. Scythed Chariots. Around 500 BC, Persian armies rolled out scythed chariots to shred enemy lines. These 8-foot-wide wooden carts, pulled by 4 horses, had 3-foot iron blades spinning from each wheel hub. Weighing 1,000 pounds, they hit 20 miles per hour, driven by 2 soldiers. The blades, sharp enough to cut through armor, aimed to break Greek infantry formations. At Cunaxa in 401 BC, 50 chariots charged, scattering foes before clever foot soldiers dodged them. Xenophon's accounts note 200 chariots used in Persian wars by 350 BC. Built with oak frames, they carried one archer firing 50-foot shots. Over 30 battles from 550 to 47 BC featured them, ending at Zela against Romans. Horses wore bronze armor, but chariots flipped on uneven ground, killing crews. About 1,000 chariots existed in Persia's peak, per ancient texts. Their speed thrilled allies but failed against quick troops who sidestepped and attacked from behind. Scythed chariots were a bold, bloody idea that faded fast. Next, let's explore a French contraption from 1915 that crawled over trenches like a metal beast. Number 5. Buot machine. In 1915, French engineer Louis Buot built a strange war machine to break World War I's trench stalemate. This 20-foot-long, 8-ton vehicle, shaped like a rhomboid, rolled on 6 parallel tracks around a triangular core. Powered by an 80-horsepower petrol engine, it crawled at 2 miles per hour, flattening barbed wire and crossing 3-foot trenches. Its open frame, lacking full armor, held 10 soldiers and 2 machine guns, firing 500 rounds per minute. Tested in 1915, it carried 2 tons of gear, but broke down often. Buot's second model in 1916, 15 feet long with added armor, aimed to fix steering issues but still moved too slowly. Military logs show 5 test runs, all failing due to poor visibility and loud noise exposing it to enemy fire. Built from steel and wood, it needed 20 workers to assemble over 3 months. About 10 similar prototypes existed in France by 1916, per records, but none saw battle. The Buot machine's odd skeleton tank design inspired later tanks despite its flaws. It showed bold thinking in a brutal war. Now let's sail back to ancient Greece for a warship with a rowing system so complex it puzzled historians for centuries. Number 4. Greek trireme. By 500 BC, Greek triremes ruled the Mediterranean, slicing through waves with unmatched speed. These 120-foot-long warships, weighing 40 tons, were built from pine and oak. Their key feature was a 3-tier rowing system. 170 oarsmen, split into thrinites, zygites, and thalamites, powered the ship to 8 knots. Each side had 85 oars, with top row thrinites using 9-foot oars, earning extra pay for their effort. A bronze ram at the bow sank enemy ships, as seen at Salamis in 480 BC, where 300 triremes crushed Persia's fleet. Carrying 10 hoplite soldiers and 4 archers, they struck fast and fled. Excavations at Piraeus show 200 triremes docked in Athens by 400 BC. 2 masts with square sails added speed, covering 100 miles daily. The 1987 Olympias replica, built with 1,000 oak trees, proved the design's efficiency, hitting 7 knots in trials. Rowers trained for months to sink strokes, but cramped conditions caused fatigue. Triremes needed dry docks every 3 months to prevent rot. Their sleek, deadly design shaped naval battles. Now let's shift gears to a 1769 steam cart that crashed its way into history as the world's first car. Number 3. Cugnuts Farardier. In 1769, French engineer Nicolas Cugnot built the world's first automobile, a steam-powered beast called the Farardier. This 22-foot-long, 3-ton machine was designed to haul 4-ton artillery for the army. Its copper boiler, heated by firewood, powered a single front wheel through pistons, reaching 2.5 miles per hour. Made of oak and iron, it carried 2 passengers, but had no brakes, stopping only when the engine was cut. In 1770, during a Paris test, it crashed into a wall, marking history's first car accident. Only 2 Farardiers were built, each costing 20,000 livres. equal to $300,000 today. It needed refueling every 15 minutes, burning 200 pounds of wood per hour. A 3-foot steering rod made turns tricky, and its 1,000-pound boiler risked exploding if overheated. By 1771, 5 test runs covered 10 miles per French records. King Louis XV gave Cugnuts a pension, but the army scrapped the project for its clumsiness. The surviving Farardier sits in a Paris museum, a clunky pioneer of cars. Its wild design sparked future engines. Now let's dive beneath the waves to explore ancient submarines that used glowing wood to light the deep. Number 2. Submarines. In 1620, Dutch inventor Cornelius Drebbel stunned England with the first submarine. This 15-foot long wooden boat, covered in greased leather, dove 15 feet under the Thames. 6 oarsmen powered it, reaching 3 knots, while a saltpeter mix refreshed air for 3-hour dives. Drebbel's craft, tested 5 times, carried 12 passengers. By 1775, American David Bushnell's Turtle, a 7-foot oak barrel, became the first war submarine. Used in 1776 against British ships, it had a hand-cranked propeller and a 150-pound bomb. Lit by bioluminescent foxfire, it dove 20 feet using foot-operated water tanks. One failed attack in New York Harbor sank no ships, per naval logs. Russia's 1720 submarine, built by Yefim Nikonov, aimed to fire 2-pound flammables, but leaked and sank. About 10 early submarines existed by 1800, each needing 3 crew. Built with 500 pounds of wood, they risked flooding if seals failed. These underwater pioneers, though clumsy, inspired modern subs. Now let's meet a massive ship so huge it was more palace than warship, waiting at our top spot. Number 1. Tessera Contras. In 290 BC, Ptolemaic Egypt unveiled the Tessera Contras, a colossal warship unlike any other. This 420-foot-long giant, 55 feet wide, weighed 3,000 tons. Its twin hulls, joined by a wide deck, formed a catamaran holding 4,000 rowers across 40 rows, driving it to 5 knots. Built from cedar, it towered 80 feet above water, carrying 3,000 soldiers and 40 cannons firing 10-pound balls 400 feet. Ancient texts by Plutarch describe it as a floating palace, adorned with gold and marble for King Ptolemy IV's glory. It needed 500 tons of food monthly for its crew. Only one Tessera Contras existed, launched once near Alexandria, covering 50 miles. Its size made turning impossible, and storms risked sinking it. Construction took 2 years and 10,000 workers, costing 1 million silver drachmas. Too heavy for battle, it dazzled crowds as a symbol of power. The ship vanished by 250 BC, likely scrapped. Its bold design awed the ancient world. We've reached the end of the video. Liked it? Hit like, subscribe for more, and comment which ancient vehicle amazed you most. Thanks for watching.